Welcome back to the ticket setup series. In today's session, we're going to just take a moment to talk about security within the multi-department experience. And this is a key concept because it's important that Tikit wraps around a multi-team, multi-department experience so that you as a business can bring on the facilities team, the telecom team, the HR team, to manage their requests within the product. But also, we want to make sure that you understand the importance of security here and how Tikit embraces the Azure and M365 architecture to ensure that each of these support organizations, if they choose, can keep their data private to their team and work almost in a silo with inside of Tikit and the service desk platform. Now, the way we accomplish this is Tikit natively wraps itself around the team's architecture. So up until this point, we've created new teams and we deployed Tikit to those teams and set up things around those teams. But to kind of double click on what we're doing here, each team within Microsoft team technically has an M365 security group that sits underneath it. And that group has different members of that team. So as an example, in my IT team, I have members here. Diego, Grady, and Alex. In my HR team, I have Diego and Grady, but Alex isn't a member of the HR team. Now, this is really important because if Alex were to log into Microsoft Teams, as the example, he visibly wouldn't even see the HR team. It's actually a private team as well, so he couldn't even access it. He couldn't even gain the ability to request to access it. But visibly, he won't see that team, and by proxy that, he won't see any of the tickets within the support channel. But also, if we go over to the web portal, we have a unique concept in our product called team assignment. So you'll see here we have the team assignment, then the group assignment, then the individual assignee assignment. And the team assignment is really key here because this is actually a reflection of where the ticket is assigned at the team level. So as an example, if Alex were to log into web.tikit.ai as an agent, he would not see any tickets assigned to the HR team because he is not a member of that team. And this is a really key concept that we want to make sure that is highlighted and understood because we can actually build partitions of data between these different teams to keep things really sensitive. Sorry, to keep things sensitive away from non-members. Now, there is one exception to this security partition, and that's when you're working with a lifecycle. So sometimes you have new hire processes or software request processes or things that traverse multiple departments, and individuals in another department may need to have access to that ticket to be able to approve something or action a task. And they need the data around that ticket to be able to make informed decisions. So we intentionally allow for a life cycle to traverse a team based upon assignment. So what do I mean by that? Let's go over to one of my new hires here. I'll go to Ticket 16 here. And you'll see here that this new hire has two phases. We have an approval phase and an account provisioning phase. Now, if, as the example, Alex was assigned to one of these tasks, even though he is not a member of the HR team, he would have access to this one ticket because he needs the ability to see the data on this ticket, the life cycle, the properties, the custom form, to be able to perform something against this ticket, whether it's an approval or a task. So we do skip over that security boundary in this context based upon the assignment of an approval or a task across the system. Now, the next part of security is kind of self-explanatory, but I also want to highlight it as from the end user side. The end user, no matter where they're creating tickets, the Teams experience, the web experience, or an email, their lens is always going to be the tickets that they created. So whether they're creating a ticket for HR or whether they're creating a ticket for IT, when they're in Ticket Virtual Agent, when they're in the web experience, when they're in email, their lens is only going to be their tickets, even though it is traversing the different teams in the business. It's obvious, but I want to highlight that as well because it makes sense to talk about that. So for now, I'm going to pause the session. I really appreciate you taking the time and looking forward to seeing you on the next one.